Good day, guys. We're going to talk about what we talked about today in Social Studies 20. So obviously, today is Election Day 2020. Please make sure you keep it up with the election. It's pretty wild times. And so yesterday where we stopped off, we're talking about some of the turning points in the Second World War, some of the key battles. And so the key battle in the East, that's in the Soviet Union, is, the reason I'm pausing is so you can guess it, Stalingrad. It's the reason Stalingrad. Stalin essentially decides this city we will hold because it bears my name, and they're able to push the Nazis back, push them back from the east. And so in the west, the key battle is D-Day. And so it's D-Day. This is the invasion of Normandy, those beaches in France: Juno, Gold, Sword, Omaha, and Utah. The key battle in Africa is El Alamein in Egypt. And also we got key battles in the Pacific. And so what these key battles are, essentially they're moments where they push the fascists back. And so the key battles in the East again is Stalingrad. Key battle in the West is D-Day in France. Key battle in Africa is Egypt in El Alamein, and we have Battle of Coral Sea in Midway. And so World War II was actually, the scale and the scope was actually much larger than the First World War, even though the First World War is known as the Great War. And so those key beaches, those beaches on D-Day, there are 5 beaches: Utah, Gold, Utah and Omaha are U.S. beaches. That's where the U.S. lands. Gold, Juno, and Sword, the beaches that the Canadians and the British take. And so D-Day was also known as Operation Overlord. It was the largest maneuver of the war. It's also the largest land to sea invasion in history. Took over a year to plan, and Canada suffered heavy losses at Juno Beach. And so the speaker that we're going to have next week, Jim Parks, he served at Juno Beach. He served on Juno. And so on the Canadian home front, because Canada itself was actually not that affected, the wars largely fought in Europe, we're able to produce a lot of materials. And so women are in the factories. And so it's total war, essentially the use of propaganda to demonize the Japanese, to demonize the Germans, and to motivate production, because this is one way that Canadians can help. And so women are in factories, and this allows us to produce a lot of materials. Canada uses the War Measures Act, which is emergency legislation. And so what the War Measures Act does is it gives the government powers. One of those powers is rationing, essentially allocating stuff to people, because the focus is on the military. Income taxes are implemented, which is supposed to be temporary, but they end up becoming permanent. So remember, the Second World War is fought in the Pacific and in Europe, and so victory in Europe is earlier on in May, and victory in Japan is in September of 1945. And so national interest was essentially a battle. Now World War II was essentially a battle of national interest. We had the national interest of Germany, the expansionist national interest of Germany and Japan, versus the national interest of other countries. And so I posted a quick overview of World War II on YouTube, and I've also posted this video. Please make sure you go over your notes, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.